Hello and welcome to episode number 49 of Girlstreamers. Girlstreamers is a podcast bringing you the girl streamers that you know and love. Girlstreamers is a community that supports and promotes girls that stream. We are a bi-weekly podcast and we'll be introducing you to some amazing girl gamers and allow you, the viewer, to get to know some of your favorite streamers. My name is Nymphadora and with me tonight is Darrwyn, aka the origin of PCS. And if there's time at the end, we will be taking questions from the audience in the channel. This is a live podcast, but we will be available for download on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and YouTube. What's up, Darrwyn? How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I had a nap before this, so I'm good.
Yes, naps. You had like E3 overload? You're just like...
Yeah, and then I was caught up in E3 as I was, before this, so, you know, I was scrabbling. I forgot to fix the, your border, so I was like, oh, crap, I have to change the border for her name, and, yeah, so.
It's all right, it's all good.
I did it in 15 minutes, though, so good. There you go.
Rad. The pro star.
So, how's your weekend been? Have you had a good weekend?
Good. My coaster just fell off my cup, so I'm like, it's all right. I'm good. Yeah, weekend's been good.
Have you watched any E3 coverage?
I have been. I watched the EA what it is, conference announcement, whatever.
Oh, you mean the trash can?
The trash can, the dumpster fire.
The dumpster fire, that's what they're calling it. That's what they're calling it.
Dumpster fire.
I did not watch it, and I heard it was just awful.
Yeah, it's not.
E3 is their worst enemy. E3
it's hard
is their own
because
worst
I can
enemy.
understand you work so hard and you're a dev or whatever, and you're going through this thing, and then you realize, and like all these people shit on it. So I'm hesitant because I feel bad. But at the same time, oh my God, can you make something I like, please? Again.
Not only that, can you make something that doesn't require us to spend $1,000 to actually be good at the game?
Yeah.
Like,
absolutely.
The only thing out of E3 right now that I continuously play is The Sims. I love The Sims, and The Sims has been the particular format they are since the beginning. So, you know, with the expansions and paying all of that extra stuff, I still think it's bullshit and annoying, but whatever. I will buy them. They have regular sales, so I buy them when they're like $5 a piece.
Exactly. Yeah. No, it's it's not great. But I watched that, and then I watched the Xbox one today, which was really good, I think.
I was watching that right before, so I got to watch about 45 minutes of it, and what I've seen looks pretty good. Ori and was it Wisp?
Oh yeah.
The new Ori game.
The willow, the wind in the willow, something.
Yeah, it looks
amazing.
Gorgeous. That game is beautiful looking.
Yeah, and that one, and there was so much that I was just like, I mean, I'm super looking forward to Shadow of the Tomb Raider, so that was cool to see another trailer.
I'm excited. I can't wait for Sony's. Just because they've leaked so much stuff. I'm really interested in what their leaks mean.
Yeah, that's
like,
fair.
What is this? Like, what does this mean? Like, are we gonna have backwards compatibility finally? We've been asking it for like 4 consoles now. Like, what does all of this stuff mean? And I want to know what Nintendo's gonna do, because I know that they recently went and got a new trademark for the N64 and all of the controllers and stuff. So I know I shouldn't have high expectations, but part of me is hoping they're going to do the retro thing, the retro thing they did with the NES, but do it with the N64 and give us a new N64 where we can play N64 games again.
Yeah, like the SNES Mini that they did and stuff.
Yes, exactly.
I think that'll be rad.
if they announce that, I will go pre-order right then. Right then, I would go pre-order that shit so fast.
So hard pre-order right there.
Yes. So how did you come up with your screen name?
Oh, well, okay. Darrwyn was my first World of Warcraft character.
Nymphadora's my WoW character!
Oh, there you go. I feel like that's usually, I was watching the podcast last week, Dacio had a similar, it wasn't her character, but it was
a character in a game.
Character in her RPG, and I was like, yeah, I think that's how most people sort of, well, and all it was I wanted it to be Darrwyn, like the scientist, and there was already one on the server, obviously. So I was like, oh, I'll spell it old-timey like. And then when I went to do my Twitter and my Instagram, someone already had it, and I was like, that's weird, because it's anyway, and it's always the case that it's like someone who never tweets and they just have it, and you're like, so I thought origin of PCs, because it rhymes with species, and you know.
I like it. I dig it. I dig
Got
it.
a Darwin theme going on.
I dig it. I like it. That makes so much sense now. Like,
Yeah.
it totally makes so much sense now. I'm like, where the heck did origin of PCS come from? Like,
No,
what
PCs,
is this?
yeah,
But it's
like personal
PCs.
computers.
Like, what the heck is this? What is this? This is... All right.
Mystery solved. That's funny. It does make more sense when you
when you get
probably
the
write that in my
explanation.
bio.
Yeah, in my Twitch bio, all I have is the name is from Harry Potter.
Yeah, like, yes, Nymphadora from Harry Potter. Yeah.
Like, I know that my spelling is the incorrect spelling, but it's because I couldn't have the correct spelling in WoW. So I've just
Yes, of course.
stuck with Nymphadora, and of course people see Nympho, and it's like, but no, if you actually say it, it sounds like the proper, it's just misspelled with one letter.
Absolutely.
So I have to put, it's from Harry Potter. It's Harry Potter. Not that, apparently the Harry Potter theme on my channel doesn't help.
It's very obvious when you go to your channel what's going on there. So I'm surprised that it's not a thing people get.
So where are you from?
I'm from Toronto.
You're a Canadian?
I am a Canadian. I am.
What? I did not know you were a Canadian person. A Canadian person.
I'm a Canadian person from Canada.
That is awesome. That's awesome.
So, yeah, I grew up in the suburbs, but I've lived in Toronto for a long time now. So. Yeah.
So do you go to the Toronto Twitch meetups?
I just went to
Twitch.
Yeah, I got you.
Toronto, I'm Barbara Walters.
That's a deep cut. I'm Barbara Wawa. Deep cuts right there. Yeah, I actually went to my first one. When was it? The last one they had in June, or no? It had to be.
It was just a couple months ago. Yeah, it was recent. In
May. Yeah, and it was cool because I had just that day I made affiliate. So I was like, party!
Nice.
Yeah,
Very nice.
So that was really fun. I got to meet a lot of Girlstreamers actually, so that was really cool.
Yeah, we have quite a few Canadian people in Girlstreamers. And Girlstreamers is a Canadian business, actually. So.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it is, we filed our, God, we're coming up on a year now. At the end of this year, we'll officially be a business for a year. So, yeah, because Dead is up in,
yes,
Canada.
Montreal,
so,
right?
I believe, I believe it's Montreal. Because I think Carice is around the Toronto area.
Yes, I met Carice at the meetup. I met Silky at the meetup.
I'm so jealous you got to meet Silky. I want to meet Silky.
I was fangirling hard. Like, I met her husband first, and I was just talking to him, and I was like,
great.
He's so rad. And I was like, I saw on, because they were doing like a Twitter feed thing of all the tweets going out, and I was like, oh my god, Silky C is here. Oh my god. And so, and Oni is just like, that's my wife. And I was like, stop.
I love it.
So he's like, yeah, do you want to meet her? I'm like, I'm not ready yet.
That is so great.
So sweet. Such a lovely person. She's so wonderful.
Silky is one of my favorite people in the entire world. I absolutely love her. That's cool. I did not realize you were another Canadian. That's very cool. I finally have found my passport, so I've never been to Canada, and there's a bunch of Canadians that I want to visit. Like, so many girl streamers just go all the way across Canada, so I'll just go north because I'm on the East Coast. I'll start in Montreal, see Dead, and then just travel west until I get to Kinky, and then fly home, right? Like, just take 2 months to travel through Canada.
There's a train that can do that for you, so that would be rad. It's great. It's a great trip.
So
that'd be awesome.
What is the first game that you ever played that got you into the gaming world?
I think there's first games I ever played, and then the one that I was like, oh, because I had like original Game Boy, and I had a few games for that. I had my parents when I was
this was me with the Game Boy.
I know, yeah, totally. I had like Star Trek: The Next Generation. Things like that. But the first thing that I know, is that not obvious? It goes so deep, so deep, so deep in my soul.
You want to know how deep it goes for me? I pick out the nerds at my church, and I saw this dude with a nice button-down shirt on, and he had freaking Millennium Falcon and TIE Fighters on his shirt, okay?
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Like, of course, I am drawn to that, right? So,
but I think the game that really got me the first Tomb Raider.
Nice. Wait, okay.
Yeah.
With the pointy boobs?
Pointy boobs and all. Pointy boobs, really, like, you'd go to jump left and it would go right for some reason. All of that. Definitely.
Look, okay, as funny as the graphics were in the first Tomb Raider games, they are all so good. I love those games. Yeah. They are so fun.
There's they're on sale on Steam right now for like $1 each, although like 1 to 5 kind of.
Nice.
And I'm like, oh, like I struggle because I'm like, I should buy them because I love them, but I remember it was a slog like that. They some of them were quite broken.
I never finished. I can't remember. I think it's the second one where you go to her house to train, and her house has all these secret spots that you can go through in the house or whatever. I never finished that because I was so enamored with the house itself. I was like, yeah, I'm having fun just exploring the house and finding all these secret, spaces to hide. I never finished it.
It's all right. It's, it is what it is.
That's awesome. The Tomb Raider games are good. So then have you played the one the most recent one where the proportions are normal?
Normal proportion Lara with like a normal interior life.
Yes.
I like the reboot a lot. It's a lot. I know some people have some criticisms about it in regards to like there's not enough tombs and there's the puzzles, there's not puzzly enough, but I really like the direction it's gone in. And I think
it seems like just an update of just based off of how games have gone in recent years. Like it's just an update of what it was. Like they were very into the puzzly to me kind of, the way it was back then. And now it's like there's a little bit more RPG factor in a lot of games now. So it's got that RPG factor to it, which I haven't played it. It's on my wish list, but I watch people play it all the time. It's a beautiful game. Absolutely gorgeous.
It is.
And I still don't know what the hell's going on in the game because there's so much. It's a big game.
Yeah, it is. They're both pretty big, yeah. And a lot to do. And I think the first one in the reboot, it took me a long time to get through it. It was very visceral. It was very scary almost. It was, all these people, like, the deaths were very intense.
Really?
And yeah, like, there was a lot there, and some of it was just very confronting, actually, which is kind of weird for a Tomb Raider game. So it took me a long time actually to finish that one. But Rise, I just like blew through, and not because the first one was bad or anything. It's just that I felt very like almost scared playing it. Like it really sucked me in, if that makes sense.
I like games that evoke emotion because it's like you're reading a story, but you're playing through it as like it's just a different way of reading a story, essentially. So
absolutely.
That's awesome. Again, it's on my wish. I know, like, every person who talks about a game on this podcast, I'm like, I know it's on my wish list. I need to play that game. I need to play that game too. I need to play that game too. Like, I have a really bad backlog of games I need to play at this point.
Fair. Yeah.
2 years of podcast. I have a really big backlog at this point.
Oh yeah.
So, how long have you been streaming, and what got you into streaming?
I've been streaming, like, I feel like actually streaming for only 2 months.
Really?
I'm like a baby. I'm a little baby.
You are such a baby.
Streamer.
I didn't realize you really.
Yeah, I had done a few here and there over a few months, like I'd say 6 or 8 months before that. Like I do a one-off stream here, one-off stream there, and then I just decided one day, I was like, I'm gonna get a schedule. I'm gonna start doing, like being consistent with it. And I met some really great people and all that. So I've only really been scheduled and diligent and all that for about 2 months.
That's cool. I didn't realize that you'd been streaming for such a short amount of time. That's awesome.
Yeah, I love it. And what got me into it?
Yeah.
It's funny. I'll say, I think I can, maybe I answer it a little bit in reverse, where I used to watch Twitch a lot, but like, people who would make, like, people like Felicia Day or some people who had these built-in audiences, and you think, oh my gosh, how to, like, I could never get from here to there, or things like that. And I think what I really, from actually being consistent, joining communities like Girlstreamers and stuff like that, I realized I was like, oh, okay, everyone like has their own special way of doing it. Everyone's really great at different things about it. You don't have to. So it was almost in reverse. I found that why I really like it now is probably not why I got into it. I didn't think I would make such great friends. I didn't think, all that kind of stuff. Like, so many really cool people I've met through streaming. It's just such a, I don't know, it's a lot different than I thought it would be.
Some of the girls that because I'm part of the OG Girl Streamer community, and so I've been here since the beginning for 2 years now, and they have become my best friends. Like, because you spend, 2 years in the online world is like 5, right?
Yes.
Because you actually communicate with these people so much more than you do your regular, like, friends outside of the online community. And that's it's twofold. It's bad, but it's also cool at the same time. Mm-hmm. But that's why I think, like, the lifespan of things on the internet is so visceral. Like, you know, you've been streaming for 2 months, but it feels like you've been streaming for a year, right? Because
yes, definitely.
Right? And then you talk to these people in the community and stuff. It's like, oh wait, I've only been streaming for 2 months, not 2 years, right?
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason why me and my husband can never remember what our anniversary is, because we met online. So it's like, when, you know what I mean? Like, when, where does the time begin and end? Because we spend so much time online now. It's like, I don't know. It was about a year ago. Oh no, I'm sorry. Just kidding. It was a month ago.
You're like, it's actually been 8 internet years.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So what is the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to you on stream? Has anything embarrassing happened yet?
Well, yeah, like, I mean, I would describe my gameplay as human dumpster fire. So I think I'm just generally a series of unfortunate events culminating in a stream. That
was my stream last night. So we're going to dub yesterday's stream Dumpster Fire. There you go.
There you go. Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I like it.
But yeah, so I think, I mean, generally I'm kind of I'm a little bit of a magpie, I guess, like, in the way that everything's so interesting, and I'm always like looking at especially when I'm playing a game.
Ooh, shiny.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like,
ooh, shiny.
Ooh, my reflection. What? And then so I tend to miss very obvious things if I'm playing a game for the first time. And also, I've done a few things recently where I'm just like, for like 45 minutes, I'll be like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. And then I'm like, there's a door right there. That sucks. You know, so it's a little embarrassing, but I kind of like, I don't know, I like watching people sort of figure out games and stuff like that. So I hope people like watching me do that as well, as, you know, instead of just,
I think it's really fun watching, especially puzzle games, because you're like, because it's almost like a like you're timing yourself. Okay, can I figure this out before the streamer figures this out, right?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So no, I find that like a challenge. I find it fun. I got sucked into watching Music Chick last week until 2:00 in the morning my time.
Ooh,
because she was playing this puzzle game, and I was like, oh man. What the heck? And we were like, I was helping her figure stuff out because there's no direction in the game, like absolutely no direction. She's just like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. So I'm like, hold up, I'm gonna go look this shit up for you. So I actually like streamers like that, because I stream. I'm very similar. I'm the same way. I'm like, I don't know where to go from here. And people, there's a door literally to your right. Literally right there. Just turn. Oh shit. Yeah. Yep.
Absolutely. Nope. That's
totally been there.
Constant state. That's my constant.
I've totally been there.
So I don't know if it's so like a linger. It's not necessarily bad. It's just you kind of feel like you're like, oh well, that's nice. But it's fun, and I really like to, like, with people in chat and stuff like that too. If we're playing it, I like to feel like we're playing a game together too. So if we're all figuring it out, I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, so
I like that. So what is your most memorable moment on stream?
I think, okay, so maybe a little preamble. Are you aware of the game Hatoful Boyfriend?
No.
So
this sounds like some kind of Japanese anime thing. Okay, all right.
You better believe it. It is a pigeon dating simulator. But you're going to a high school as a pigeon. Sorry, that is 4 pigeons, and you are the only human. And you must.
I swear to God, the Japanese are so weird. This is
you
so
must find
weird.
Romance.
Okay, all right. I want to play this just because of that description. Okay, so it's a bestiality anime game.
Yes, and but okay, so this is the thing. So I'm really lucky. Usually Friday nights, my friend Megs comes and streams with me. So I think because it was the most memorable moment because we fired this thing up. I had never played it before. I had never heard anything about it. Well, I had heard about it, but I didn't know like the intricacies of it. And we fired it up, and it's just like 2 hours. We had to get a box of Kleenex because we were crying. We were laughing so hard about this stupid. They're like, it's so, but then and it's so stupid. But then it's also intensely messed up because it gets so dark. I'm not even kidding
like
you. And
Doki Doki, like Doki Doki dark, like Doki Doki literature dark.
I never played Doki Doki.
Okay.
But yeah,
that's got some mental health, like suicide stuff in it. So is it that dark?
Not dark like that. It's a more like fantasy dark.
Okay.
Like it's a very intense. There's a reason why you're the only human at the pigeon school.
Wow.
And it's like it's super and all this stuff, and it's kind of like there's like birds from like heaven and hell, and your battle and there's battles for your soul, and like it's very but that wasn't originally you're just gonna bang some pigeons, and that's what it was gonna be. That's what I thought it was. And
you know what?
Even funnier.
That is the name of the podcast this week. Originally, we were gonna bang some pigeons. Writing it down.
We're gonna have a pigeon pants party.
Gonna bang pigeons.
But,
wow, that's awesome.
Oh gosh, and I've had a lot. Like Kat was just like we were just all of us could not, and even people who originally pigeon banging. I came here for the pigeon bang.
That's even better. That's even better. Oh my god.
But
oh
yeah,
my god.
So it was amazing. It was so much fun. We had such a great time. Oh god, yeah. It was wonderful.
That sounds like a fantastic, hilarious stream.
The other thing is that there's like 14 endings that you have to get in order to access the whole game. So we'll be playing it again for sure. Like I think we've got like 3 endings so far. So
oh my god.
It's crazy. Anyway.
So aside from pigeon banging games, what other games do you tend to play and stream?
That's it.
I like how serious she got right there.
Yeah. No, pigeon bangs are nothing. No, I'll play. I play anything really. I mean, I've done everything from like Far Cry to World of Warcraft to Dopeful Boyfriend. Telltale games I really like to stream.
Oh, Telltale games are just great. Yeah,
love them. So yeah, so sort of I'm all over the map. Whatever strikes me, what I'm interested in at the time, what I think I'll have fun with, I'm currently playing Vampire the Masquerade, which is an objectively flawless game.
Oh my god.
So, yeah, it's wonderful. Yeah, I'm all over the map. I'll play anything. Really.
So, what is your favorite game of all times, and what's your favorite game right now? Because sometimes they can be two different games.
Yes. Favorite game of all time is definitely Mass Effect series.
Really?
So,
God. Okay, so
God.
The last 3 or 4 podcasts, it's been Mass Effect.
Yeah, you got to get up on that. You got to play it.
I feel so attacked right now. I feel so attacked right now. I feel so attacked right now.
You have to. Have you lived if you haven't romanced Garrus? I don't know. So yeah, it's the best. I could play that. I could play that game over and over again, all 3 of them.
Nice.
I mean, the first one obviously has some mechanics issues and stuff like that, so you kind of have to get through it, unfortunately, because the story is so good. So the characters are amazing. You know, it's Mass Effect. Everyone, like, amazing. So yeah. No, that's definitely. I'd say 2 out of that if I had to pick 2. It's my favorite.
Nice.
But, you know.
What's your favorite game right now, then?
Right now, I just...
it's the pigeon game, right?
It's definitely the pigeon game. No, I really liked... I'm trying to think what... Like, I really liked Far Cry 5.
Oh, okay.
I really liked it. I wouldn't say my favorite, but I really like, you know, you can have a cougar and a bear as your squattos. So I don't know what else you'd want in this life. But I just finished a while ago Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice.
We were just talking about that game.
Oh God, And Ninja Theory was just acquired by Microsoft, so yay! That's great for them because it's such a great story. It's such a tiny. Ninja Theory was like 20 people, right? And then it's incredible. And this game it was unique. It was beautiful. It was so sad. It was so scary. It was just. I don't know if I don't know if I've played anything like that ever.
Wow.
It was amazing. It was incredible. Yeah.
So, okay. So my next question is invalid since you are such a variety streamer. Because you don't really have a main game. You're much like me. You don't really have a main game. So what are your do you kind of, are you pretty broad on the spectrum or do you kind of stick to certain genres? Like, do you play Battle Royale and RPG or JRPG? Obviously, you play, you know, JRPG if you like pigeons.
I play
pigeon fucking games.
Just, you know, it's just, that's gonna be my legacy.
Yep.
Is like
I'm never gonna let you forget
Darrwyn.
This.
It's just gonna like those, you know, when you're on like the news or something and those scrolling things, it'll be like your name and then be like Darrwyn, pigeon fucker. Known pigeon fucker. Anyway, so but I you know what, I don't necessarily, I think RPG, I'd say for me personally to sit down, I love playing a really like long intensive story game. But yeah, I've played some battle royale. I was into the Darrwyn project actually for a little while, which I really liked. Which is but it sucked because it's my name and I was really bad at it. So
I actually haven't seen a lot of gameplay with that game.
It's good. It's just the problem. The problem is right now is that there's not a lot of it's. I think it's still in beta. I don't think it's had a full release.
It's an open beta though, right?
Definitely, yeah. You can play it now for free. But there's a lot of I have to mute the general chat. There's a lot of problematic screen names, and I just don't want that on my stream. So it's like those are the kind of things you can't control. And so I used to stream it all the time, and I don't anymore because I until there's a mechanism to make that not awful.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
I love playing PUBG and Fortnite and being killed by God, what was the last one? It was like shoot, it was something penis implant or some weird thing like that. I was like, all right, great. I was killed by penis implant. Let me.
Thanks for showing up.
Great. So, you know, report. I mean, inappropriate. So yeah, I hate those names. They drive me nuts. Like,
No,
why?
yeah. And I'm like, I don't think you really are a pussy crusher, sir. Like, no, I don't think I don't think that's the thing.
If you have to have that kind of screen name, you certainly are not.
No.
You certainly are not. If that has to be your screen name, you are not crushing any pussy, my friends.
No, at all. Whatever your version of pussy is, you are not crushing it. Sorry, dude.
Or chick. You know?
Yes, absolutely.
So what games are you... So E3 we're right in the middle of E3. So I mean, and we talked a little bit earlier. Is there anything that you are super excited to see at E3 right now?
Well, I mean, I'd like to go back. We were doing the other day on Twitter, we were doing headcanon E3 of what you'd like to see that isn't going to happen.
Right.
And stuff like that. So there's a lot of that. One of the girl streamers, Heartily, actually, she was saying, she's like, I just have E3 in my head, and here are all the amazing games that are coming out. Red Dead, for sure. Red Dead.
I'm gonna buy a PS4 for that game.
It's gonna be amazing. I'm really excited about it.
I'm buying a PS4 just for that game.
Just for that game, yeah.
I don't give a shit about anything else. I mean, I'm a PlayStation girl anyway, but you know, I haven't upgraded because I still have a PS3. But yeah. Did you see the pre-sale stuff that they've got for Red Dead Redemption?
Yes. Like all the little box and everything.
Yeah, the thing is $100, and then you have to buy the game. Like, for $100, I better get the damn game included.
Is it exactly?
Like, I love you guys, but that is too much. So I'm gonna go with. How about no? I mean, I might pay for the $79.91, like the $80 one, you know, to get a little bit extra digital stuff. But
definitely,
yeah, I'm not gonna. And then like what is it, like special deluxe edition is $100, and then the loot box thing is so you could potentially spend $200 on Red Dead Redemption 2, and it's like, okay, no.
How about no? You know, the problem is do it.
I know.
So
I know.
You know, like at the end of the day, you're not going to be able to find one of those if you don't pre-order it because people are going to buy them. Yeah. So,
like, and I'm a Blizzard fangirl, right? I'm a big Blizzard fangirl, but I don't even buy these special edition Warcraft expansions with all of the fancy dancy crap, you know. I will buy like a step up from like for Overwatch. I bought the deluxe edition because I got all the cool stuff that went into the other games that I play, but that's about as far as I go when it comes to buying games like that. I'm not buying. No. Yeah,
I think the last deluxe or like box thing, because I do digital download now.
As do I.
I don't. I'm just like, I want to play it at mostly it's because I'm impatient. I want to play it at midnight. Right now, I don't want to go to a store. Don't make me get up.
We're too lazy to go stand at the store anymore.
Right? No, it's right there in my living room. It's perfect. The last one, like collector's box sort of thing I got was the Tomb Raider, the new reboot, when the new reboot came out. But I felt like that was like, it had been so long since there was a Tomb Raider game, and it was, you know, so that was the last one. I kind of was like, I have to get this, but
I mean,
most of the time,
part of me wants to buy it because the stuff that's in the box is very, very cool. Like, you get like it's really nice content that you are receiving in this essentially loot box that you're buying. But I can't justify it. I just can't, because I don't even know if the game's going to be any good. Like,
wouldn't that be just the worst if it was worst.
Like, Red Dead Redemption was so good.
So good.
But I swear to God, if Red Dead 2 is garbage, I'm going to be so upset. I'm going to throw my computer out the window. Like, I'm going to be so upset. It looks beautiful. It looks so beautiful.
It looks really nice.
So
it looks good, and I'm interested in the story they're telling, so hopefully it'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not Marston. It's actually a prequel.
Yeah,
it's a prequel.
It is, but you'll see John Marston in it because it's like the gang. It's still Dutch's gang.
Yeah, the Vanderland gang. So
yes,
and I don't know anything about the online stuff for it, so I'm really, really curious how the multiplayer is going to work. Yes. I Grand Theft Auto 5 was okay as far as their online, but it kind of got repetitive and boring after a while, so I was like, I'd rather just play the mission over again. Which, the mission is fun. So I'm curious how they're going to do online for
Definitely,
RDR2.
Yeah. Hopefully it's rad. I'd like it to be rad.
Me too. So, all right. What game would you want to have a reboot or a remastering of?
Oh, say it with me, everybody. Mass Effect 1. Absolutely. 100%. That was my headcanon E3 moment. I'm always like, come on. Just do it for me, BioWare.
Who is that? Who's stream? Oh, I was in Bruce Wayne Brady's stream, talking to Pixeled Pumpkin. Banjo Kazooie. It's the 20th year of Banjo Kazooie this year.
Yes.
And talking about N64 earlier. Oh my God, would that not be amazing to have a reboot of Banjo Kazooie? Right.
Definitely. Yeah. No,
that thought was on my head, so I was like, I gotta say that, right? Maybe if I verbalize it, it'll come true. Right?
Exactly. It's out in the world now.
Put it out in the universe. It will happen. I know. Everybody wants a Mass Effect reboot, though. For real, like everybody wants a Mass Effect reboot.
I don't even need a reboot. Just put it the first one, make it not broken, and make Garrus a love interest, and that's all I want. Like, just I will repurchase it for $70 if that's a thing. Like, I promise you, I will do that. So. I love it. Like 2 and 3 still look really good to me, but yeah, if you could put that in an updated sort of thing, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've been playing a lot of older games lately. On Friday. I was playing Silent Hill 2.
Oh my God!
Right, and those ones, you're like, oh my gosh, games were bad. Like, we have it good now, right?
I remember thinking the graphics on the N64 were good. Okay, so.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was, you get like things you look back and you're like, I was blown away by that when it came out, and just how games worked, and now we're in this like spoiled age of glorious gaming, I think, because it was rough skis for
I think we're in the golden age of gaming right now, honestly.
Until I get me my motherfucking holodeck, because it's never coming out. Like. Bye, world. It's like you can take the red pill and stay in the. Yeah, I'll stay in here. I'll stay in the Matrix. No problem. I don't want.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm kind of getting a little distracted by chat because what they're saying to our conversation is actually really good, but I don't want to address chat because, podcast. So is there a game that you would like to play again as if it were the first time?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think Hellblade for sure. Well, we've already kind of talked about that.
That good, huh? It was that good.
God, it's so good. And there were a lot of surprising elements to it, and all the levels were so different that you weren't doing the same thing over and over again, and your
oh, I like that. Oh, very nice.
And like your combat, you'd get good at it in a certain way, and then they'd put you in a tiny room so you can't dodge as well, or like they would just always be sort of switching up how you play. So I think that it was really it's so good. It's so good. I can't talk highly enough about that game.
I think Kink Nightmare played that game, and I didn't get to watch her play it, but she finished it, and she's like, why? Why do this to me, Hellblade? Why do this to me?
So I was like, what? Was I programmed to feel like
right?
Yeah,
all the feels, all the feels.
All of it. It was wonderful. So yeah, and it was so, I think, yeah, unique. So to have that again, where you're just constantly surprised by it as well, was really
nice.
Really, really cool. Yeah.
So what is the oldest game in your backlog that you have not beaten?
Oh dear, oldest game in my backlog. I'm trying to think. I'm sure there's some 360 game I'm forgetting, but on my computer is the first Witcher. I don't know why. I love Witcher. I played the third one. I played the second one on stream actually. But yeah, the first one.
That third one is so beautiful.
Third one's amazing. It's so good. But I think I've played about, I'd say 30 to 40% of the first one. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't finish it. I should. It does eat at me. I do think I should. One day. I'll get there.
So this question was asked last week, and I really liked it, so I stole it. Is there any trend that you'd like to see change in the gaming industry?
Yeah. yeah, of course. I mean, I think back to sort of our earlier conversation, streaming has made me really feel a lot more positive about the gaming industry, because there's been so many wonderful people that you've met and that I've met while I'm doing that, or like that, you're surrounded by. And I think that's so wonderful. So, because, there's a lot of toxicity, obviously. And there are a lot of places where it sort of just keeps being allowed to grow and fester. And I mean, like things like Overwatch League, where there's one woman and they don't even let her play her main half the time, or things like that, all these kind of things where and then when they ask why aren't there any women, that the answer is either they're not good enough, which is not true. Obviously, I don't have to tell you that. Or
I find that excuse such bullshit. Or
that I heard one guy interviewed where he was like, we have to protect them because the environment is so toxic. And it's just this bizarre sort of idea about what I don't even know what that is. Like, it's just such an old,
like,
archaic,
we're this damsel in distress.
Yeah, I believe I have
somebody get the.
I swear, I did.
Fiddle dee dee. Wait, let me get my deep Southern accent on. Hold up. Let me do my Scarlet O'Hara. Oh, red. Oh, somebody get the smelling salts. Oh dear.
I do believe I was just teabagged in Halo.
I believe he just danced on me after he killed me in Fortnite. Oh,
yeah, exactly. Oh my days. So yeah, I think that really super needs to change.
Yeah,
because I think there's what is the answer? I don't know. I don't know if I have that answer.
I think having communities like Girlstreamers is
I agree.
Very helpful.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely. Because I was like, there was a part of me that was really scared of streaming and things like that in that way of like opening yourself up to the internet is like, that's pretty fucking scary, right? Like it's not. It could be very scary, and there's so many people who are so supportive and so wonderful, and so I'm starting to think this is just like a very vocal minority of asshats
I would agree. Yeah.
You know, and we just have to like somehow,
because they have been the status quo for so long, they have the loudest voice at the moment. But it's I think with communities like Girlstreamers and the Twitch Unity stuff, because I mean, Twitch twofold. I mean, I get we're streaming on Twitch right now, but you know what? Nobody's perfect. Twitch, I've noticed, is shifting a bit and trying to promote a more positive atmosphere. Granted, they've kind of created a lot of the toxicity because of how they run things, but I think they've realized that they are part of the problem and they're trying to help change it.
Yeah, I think, you know, and it's how much can a, you know, platform do? Right,
exactly.
User-generated content, and I think that's the problem with a lot of things, is that it's mostly like YouTube. They're also having the same problem, right? Where it's user-generated content, and how do you control that in a way that isn't
I will say the
also...
difference between YouTube and Twitch actually gets rid of the toxic people. YouTube doesn't. They just demonetize. They just demonetize them, and it's like, how about you just get rid of them off of your platform?
That's it. Just go. Just
like,
send them away to like their own
go
special...
What is it?
They should just all be like with each other.
Everybody that's banned off of like Mixer and Twitch, isn't it like Hitbox where they go to, like, which is the garbage stream site or something?
Oh,
like something like that, like where all of the people who get banned from here go there. Yeah, just let them all go there.
God. Yeah, just
keep them in their little realm.
Proceed. Have your own hateful sort of situation. Yeah.
Well, that way we can keep them in their little section, and we know to avoid it.
I agree. Yeah, just down with it. Yeah, and I think with that too, though, I think games are changing, but it's slow in the way of representation. Not only that, like, you know, there's certain. How many times have you heard things like, oh, well, you know, there's violence against women in video games, and people are like, oh, even Red Dead, right? Which is one of the huge culprit for shit like that. And, you know, you're like, or, you know, anything. People talk about like Game of Thrones like that. Like, oh, that's what time was like. And you're like, what, Dragon Times? That's what Dragon Times were like? That's accurate to Dragon Times? Right? So it's kind of like, oh, sorry, you have a backpack that's just full of guns and health packs, but yeah, no, we have to be super accurate to you know,
the accuracy thing for Battlefield 5 because it's a female on the cover. Such a bullshit argument. Oh my god.
Oh god. Not
hashtag real talk. Women fought in World War II. Good God. Like,
absolutely. Even like as far back as the Civil War, women passed as men in order to fight. So like it's just super.
It's so.
I mean, I'm sure it happened before the Civil War as well, but you know, like they have documentation that people anyway. Just, you know, like and with that too. Sorry. I have a lot of things I'd like to change. I think another cool thing that people, I think companies that are sort of more sensitive to issues like this, like BioWare or things like that, I think anywhere where you can create a character, we should probably just stop having like, you can pick a man or a woman. Just give us features to pick.
Yeah.
And like, you don't have to like necessarily select, you know, like if you want to, for sure. But like, if you just want to have, you know, and things like that.
Like just have a neutral starting point and allow, I mean, things have gotten, character selection and character creation has gotten so detailed now. Like, I mean, for example, Conan Exiles, you can give yourself a big penis or not, right? Like.
Awesome. I would definitely give myself a big penis.
Right? Like, Why can't we actually have like a basic starting point? And if you want tits, give yourself tits. If you want pecs, give yourself pecs. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think that would be a great character creation starting point. Yeah. And you get to choose what your character looks like.
And that it's not sort of like beholden
binary
to the status quo of binary. Yeah, like, absolutely. I think that would be like I think that's like asking, I'm Icarusing there. Like,
yeah.
I'm like, my wings. Because it's too much. I think right now, I don't think the game industry's there. I'll just settle for like less violence against women as a plot point for now. And then as a plot
I mean, point. I can understand
not from a plot point. If it's that point, yeah.
I can understand from a coding standpoint that it could get a little difficult as far as what we have now, but I think it is something that could potentially improve. Definitely,
absolutely. When I got that holodeck, it's gonna be great.
So all right, we're going to get a little bit more serious than where we were just a minute ago. Who inspires you to be the woman that you are today? Today. Because I added a G instead of D. Yeah. Who inspires you today, not yesterday? Yesterday was a different person.
It was, and then today. I am. Okay. Like, I have so many positive influences in my life. So I have an amazing group of friends that I'm really lucky to have. My family is incredible. They're so supportive. I have, just a really, really wonderful support group who I wouldn't be the person I am. I have my best friend, Andy, who we've been friends, oh my gosh, 16, 17 years now.
Oh, wow.
And
so since birth, because aren't you like 17 or some crap like that?
I know, right? Thank you. I know, it's weird. We met in the hospital when we were born. And
I do actually have a friend who were 2 days apart, and we literally were born in the same hospital.
That's amazing. That's so cool. But yeah, he's so smart, so intelligent. My friend, I have a friend named Raina who we're both in school, so she really is a great sort of academic sounding board, and she's so smart. She pushes me to be a better scholar. I've been really lucky to be surrounded by so many incredible women scholars as well, who have really helped me become the academic that I am today. So yeah, I don't think it's one person. It's like this collective, amazing group of people that I'm disgustingly fortunate with friends.
That's awesome. So, do you teach? Are you a teacher?
No, I do. Like, I'm a teaching assistant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So but I'm PhD right now. So
you cut out. You're doing your what?
Oh, I'm doing my PhD right now.
Oh. Yeah, so you're like super smart.
It's in one area specifically.
You're like
it's debatable.
You're like super highly intelligent and yeah.
Yes.
So what are you doing? What are you getting your PhD in, for real though?
I'm at the Faculty of Information.
Know what
Do I know? Do I know what I'm getting in? It's hard to explain. On my research, I look at heritage artifacts in outer space.
So you're a space person. I
am a space person. Did you see all my mission patches and the backsies there? I am a space person. So yeah, I study conservation efforts in outer space for so like the Apollo landing sites or things like that, and that's
I did not know that. So something a lot of people don't know about me, I'm really big into astronomy.
Oh, and,
awesome! Whenever I read, I specifically seek out new articles about stuff that's happening in space, and like watching all of the things that are like, yeah, I get into like the black hole theories and all of that stuff. Like I love space information. Like it's a hobby, obviously.
Yeah.
But I love
Wonderful.
it.
Oh,
That's so
it's
cool.
fantastic, and it's such a time. It's exponentially growing. So it's so many exciting things, so many terrifying things also happening in space, but a lot of exciting stuff.
Yeah,
as well.
I don't remember. Crap, I can't remember the name of it. But when it went past Pluto and we got to see the moons of Pluto and actually see Pluto, like the actual pictures.
Yes.
Oh my god, that was so cool.
This little like
so
heart
cool.
bump.
Yes, it's so cool. And it's just like, I love learning more information about this. This is fascinating to me. All right. So
yeah, space is rad.
It's very cool. That's very cool. So now I have somebody I can be like, hey, I just read this article.
Yeah. Absolutely.
What does this mean?
Yes, absolutely. I will, anytime you want to talk about space. That's pretty much all I do. So
awesome. I'm
here for you.
So what do you like about being a part of Girlstreamers?
Oh, I think we kind of talked about it. I think first I sort of gravitated towards, and I literally just saw, and I'll tell you why. I like just went in and I was like, I'm going to join this. Is that I always used to say when I was playing Elder Scrolls, when I was really into Elder Scrolls Online, I was just like, and that was where a lot of my toxicity and came from, in the way of sort of, there was a lot of awful stuff while I was playing there. And all I said was, I was like, oh, I wish I could just have some cool ladies and gentlemen to play with.
Some cool, positive peeps.
Some cool, like, and I just want like a local guild that I could have, or like something like that. Just a couple of people that I stuff like that, and I was like, and so when I started Twitch, I was like, Girlstreamers. That's all. I just sort of dropped in, and yeah, I think it's everything we were talking about before. There's a real community, and it's super positive, and there's a lot of amazing people who are really there to help you grow, or do whatever you want, have fun, want at a streaming experience. So I think that's what I really like about it.
And we try to keep the stereotypical cattiness down to a minimum. I mean, shit happens. I'm sorry, just so you guys know, women are not the only ones who are catty. Men are just as bad, okay? It's not just women that are catty. And that stereotype that, like, when I talk about girl streamers, they're like, oh, it's a bunch of girls? I bet there's a lot of drama. And I'm like, not really, actually. It's probably the least amount of drama I've ever experienced with a group of girls, personally. And, it's because, everybody, we have that mindset of empowering each other. We're here to build each other up, not bring each other down. So, I absolutely hate that. And I know a lot, like, I love my brother, but he made that joke when I first started, when I first became a manager, and I was like, that's not funny, bro. That's not funny. He's like, I know, it's serious and you're doing good work, but I had to make the joke. It was there. I'm like, but that's internalized misogyny. You should stop. Yeah. Like, that's not okay. You should stop. And he's like, what? And I was like, yeah, think about it for a minute. You think it's funny, but you keep perpetuating something that's not okay. So.
Or true.
Yeah, it's not true. It's because I've seen just as many dudes be just as dramatic and catty with their friends. And I swear to God, my husband gets more, what's the word? He just gets so, because he's that quiet, like, he just doesn't talk to people. I'm like, for example, his brother, he didn't talk to his brother for 20 years. And I'm like, dude, you gotta call your brother. You have to talk to your brother. Like, he's your brother. He's your family, man. He's your family. Over some shit his ex-wife did. So, like, dudes are just as bad. Hashtag real talk, y'all. Dudes are just as bad.
everyone can be an asshole.
Exactly.
Everyone has the capacity for assholery.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Like it's not just one set of people. So what keeps you so passionate about gaming and just the gaming community, the, streaming community? What just keeps you so passionate about it in general?
I think there's so much more interesting stuff going on now, and I think that's with like access to more indie games, to more as technology gets better and more people can make, there's different diverse viewpoints sort of going on and represented in games. And I think that it's just become, that's what's so interesting. It's always great to play at AAA. Don't get me wrong. I'm like, I do enjoy it, but I think that because there's such a breadth of people making new stories, that it's such a wonderful thing to sort of be able to go bounce around and find all sorts of different points of view in gaming.
Since I started streaming, I've gotten more into the indie game stuff because I didn't know about these games outside of Twitch or YouTube streaming, or any outside of streaming in general. I didn't know about these games at all because I didn't keep up to date on Steam. I didn't really search through Steam. Like now I'll just go search through Steam and look for games, and you're right, like the indie games they really are diverse. They are very diverse in that market. And it's very nice to see some really good stuff come out of a 2-person studio.
Oh yeah, absolutely, right? Absolutely. No, it's incredible. And it's just that there's that access to is wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one thing I absolutely love about just the streaming community, because you find games you would not otherwise discover if you're just,
definitely
a casual gamer, essentially. You've got your AAA games, which they can pay for marketing, so you'll always have access to that stuff. But
especially seeing, like, I've watched a lot of games that I wouldn't necessarily play myself.
Yeah.
But because of the streamer or things like that, I'm enjoying watching it, which I think is really cool too. I think that's a really
like that game the other day I was watching Music Chick and I got sucked into. I would have bought it on my own, but I got so sucked into it I stayed there and watched her finish it.
Yeah.
And now I don't have to go buy it because I got to watch it. And I got to see the finish. I'm like, oh, I totally played this with you. Because it does. You feel like you're playing with that person when you're watching them.
Absolutely.
So what is your greatest challenge or obstacle that you have had to overcome in your life?
Oh dear.
So far. We're still young, so we'll say so far.
Yeah. Probably myself. Can I say that? I'm my greatest obstacle.
I mean, yeah.
Unfortunately, I just have to I feel like,
your audio keeps going in and out. It's so weird. Whenever you lean back, it goes out. So
I'll stay forward. Is that better? Is it okay?
It's just occasionally it'll go out, but then it'll come back in. So
I just have to. I feel like I'm the type of person that gets in my own way a lot of the time.
I can understand that.
Yeah. So there's a lot of things where if I think a lot of people are like that. Like if you just give yourself, it sounds so okay. Sorry, forgive me this Oprah moment, but if you just give yourself permission to do the things you want to do, and that's hard. Even just to sometimes think I can't. Of course, I can do this, but to say no. Like to actually allow yourself the ability to say, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to, stuff like that. So I think, yeah, that's probably.
I totally understand that, because there are a lot of times where I'm talking to the husband, but when I'm saying is more or less convincing myself that it's okay to do whatever I'm trying to talk him in. And he's like, honey, I don't care. Go do it. And I'm like, oh, that's right. I don't need your permission. And he's like, no, you don't. Like, oh, yeah, I'm just trying to give so I can understand that. I understand that. It's I think in the end, we're all our worst enemies.
Definitely. And I think, you're always, I'm always in my own way. So just be like, okay. And, we'll see. Well, it's always growing and changing, and it's better and worse sometimes. So yeah, I think, definitely, yeah.
So if you could give your past self 1 to 2 words of advice from the wisdom and experience you have gained up until now, what would they be?
Wisdom is debatable. But I think I'd probably just be like, you know what? It'll work out. Because it has to. Right?
Hopefully,
and
yeah.
And I mean, it might not work out
the way
you want it to. And I don't mean in some like predetermined, it's gonna all work out because predestined, but I don't mean it like that. I just mean that at the end of the day, as long as you're not dead, it's gonna work out, right?
Yeah.
And that might sound a little weird, but it will, and I think I'd just be like, you'll make it work, is what I'd say. Like, whatever is gonna happen, it's gonna happen. So control the things you can control, and don't worry about the other things that you can't.
Yep. And I think that's where a lot of us fall short, is the fact that those things that we cannot control, we worry about the most, and don't even deal with the stuff that we can control.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
At least that's what I struggle with the most.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely. So yeah, I think that's, yeah. So serious, these questions. Oh my gosh. I'm like,
I know. So what trait of yours are you most proud of?
Yeah. But I really, I was like, I think I can answer this. I don't know. I think I am a person who's constantly learning and growing. And I think that that's something that I perceive as valuable. And even though I have, obviously everyone has opinions and things and stuff like that, that there's nothing that's so, I mean, obviously there are things that I do believe in, but there's, the ability to change and grow and evolve, not to get too Darwin-y, which is not, or progressive. Like, I don't mean to be like a progression of linear time or anything like that, but I mean in the way of I think that, so was that critical thinking. I'm a very good critical thinker, and I do enjoy debates, and I do enjoy having my mind changed.
It's so refreshing to hear somebody say that, because I too enjoy that. I like learning other people's perspectives. I like growing. I like learning more. And I think that's a mark of intelligence as well. Right? But I do think it's a mark of intelligence because you're willing to open up your mind to someone else's perspective, right? Like, you're not so closed off that the world only looks one way for you. You're like, oh no, the world is so much bigger than this one little thing. So to me, I think that is a very, very good, healthy way to look at the world, but that's possibly because I am that way anyway, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to make myself feel better. Who knows?
No, yeah, no.
But I think that's a very valuable trait to have. I really do.
Thank you.
So what's your greatest insecurity?
I think that it's hard to put into words. In the way of like, I want to be a good friend to people. Like, does that mean, like, in the way of, I hope that I am as good a friend and a person to the people in my life that they are to me.
Okay. Yeah.
Does that make sense? Like, yeah. And
yeah.
I'm sure, I mean, they're around for a reason, but sometimes you're just like, I just want you to know I love you.
Yeah.
You're the best and everything. So yeah.
I get that. I totally get it. A lot of the things you're saying, I'm like, I understand on a level. I understand so much what you're talking about right now, because I do the same thing. Yeah. I mean, you know, we have different backgrounds, so, but mine comes from a place of not actually having good friends. So I want to be that good friend to somebody else, because I don't want anybody to feel the way I've felt in the past.
That's totally fair.
So I actually really get that. I get that so much. Like, because you want people to know that they're valued. You want people to know that they're loved and that you care for them. And when they don't realize that, it makes you feel like you are not a good person. When you lose that friend or something, it's like, oh shit, was I not a good enough friend to that person? So I don't know if that's similar to what you're...
In the way, though, life that I'm like, oh, that sucks, because usually it's just like, great, bye. I'm glad that's over. But more in the way, that I just hope that I'm fortunate to be surrounded by a lot of amazing people, and I just hope I can be amazing for them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
You want to be able to put in as much into the relationship as they do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I totally get that. So, all right, we're going to go away from all of the deep questions now. Have you ever been trolled?
Oh, yeah. Of course. Of course. Oh, my gosh. Who hasn't? Yeah, and that's the thing.
You'd be surprised how many people claim they have not been trolled on this podcast.
No, I guess that's fair. I mean...
There are some people who don't get trolled.
I mean, I think it's... So this is kind of funny. Like, okay, not in stream, yes, I've been trolled. I think that we have to... What I'd love to do one day is have a conversation.
You are cutting out, you just completely cut out that whole sentence. I don't know what's going on with your audio. It was fine at the beginning.
So weird. I'm using the Yeti. Hang on, let me... Maybe if I move it closer... okay, we'll keep... Sorry.
It's okay. I just hate that we're missing part of your sentences.
Oh. Am I constantly cutting out, or?
Not on a regular. It's just, every few minutes or so it'll cut out part of your sentence and then come back in.
Okay. All right.
It seems to be a common thing for Yeti users. That's why I hate Yetis.
Yeti. All right.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Podcast bias here. I hate blue Yetis.
That's fair.
Pascal Fairchild says lower your voice activation. It sounds like you're right on the edge of it. Okay. I don't know what that means because I don't have a blue Yeti because I think they're crap.
I don't know what that means. I also don't know what that means. Voice activate. I don't know. Anyway. I'm sure it's fine.
We'll just deal with it. I'll just keep telling you to repeat yourself.
Okay.
Where were we? Oh, you're trolling. You're trolling.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, and I think one of the sort of larger conversations is I always struggle with calling attention to it or not.
Yeah.
Because they want attention. And that's all that it exists in, right? So just being okay, banhammer, whatever, fine, right? And then you kind of don't have to deal with it and stuff like that. But then there's part of me that's a lesson, motherfucker. Like, listen here. This is what's going down. But at the end of the day, it's probably, they're just probably some 4chan asshole who's like, either, okay, because this is what it is. They're either 14 or they're 40. Either one is sad and a waste of my time.
Right.
Right. That's kind of a struggle, but I think, I was trolled hard the other day. I was playing World of Warcraft and I was in a dungeon.
WoW brings on such shitty trolls. WoW and Minecraft brings terrible trolls. I don't understand.
And they kept, so I play an assassination rogue right now, and I was like, I don't have any range effect. Like, I'm high DPS, but it's like one thing at a time.
Yeah.
And they just kept ragging, and I'm like, I literally me from the dungeon, and I was like, this has not happened in forever. Like, I can't believe it. I was like, so yeah, I got a little trolley troll there at the end of the day. I literally sat there once it kicked me. I was like, it's fine. It's hardly the worst thing that's ever happened. So,
yeah, I main a rogue as well.
It's my forever character class.
I love rogues. I got really sick of playing assassin rogue, because for some reason WoW only likes assassin rogues. Like last expansion combat, which is now outlaw rogue, was beautiful. It was really good DPS. It's amazing. It is a fun freaking class to play. Okay, yeah. I love outlaw rogue, and then they're changing the shit up in Battle for Azeroth, and it's going back to assassin rogue, and I'm like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Assassin rogue is boring to me. Just make them all equal. I don't understand.
Just make it equal. I like it. There's something about it.
Just make it equal.
I actually played assassin rogue in my D&D campaign right now too. So a little.
I am playing a rogue in my D&D campaign as well, actually. But she is a because it's like a Viking campaign, so I made her like an old pirate queen.
Nice.
And she uses a crossbow, and she's kind of like a combination between Jack Sparrow and like a Viking warrior princess, right?
That's
right. Yeah, I'm having a lot of fun playing that character.
Awesome.
I'm like, right? Like, just gonna wake up from my drunken stupor. Why is all the rum gone?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Rogues are fun, though. I love
They are
rogues.
fun. I like being stabby.
Me too. Man, why have we not hung out more?
I know, right?
We're like the same person.
We should do a space RPG with rogue assassins in them.
So, what you're saying is we need a good Star Wars game.
Yes. That sounds good. We could do that.
Not Battlefront.
Oh no, like pen and paper. I mean, we should.
We'll
create our own.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
We'll call it Solo.
We'll call it Pigeon Pants Party.
Pigeon Pants Party. Yep.
It will only have anything to do with the game, but you'll all know what we mean.
So, what advice do you have for new people getting into streaming?
I'm new. Join a great community, I think, is one of the big ones. Make friends. Focus on meaningful friendships too, I think, or meaningful connections anyways. I think sometimes there's such a push to get to that, like especially when you're going affiliate and like to get to that first 50 followers and get to stuff like that. And I totally understand those sort of tendencies to sort of just focus on like the amount of followers, but being able to sort of swoop in and to other people's streams and have some great chats and have some fun. I think, yeah, streaming is, 20% actually streaming, and the rest of it is kind of meeting cool people. And
I would agree with you on that. Yeah, I would totally agree with you on that. It's don't do the follow for follow thing. I hate that.
No.
Absolutely hate that. You hit it right there, saying create actual connections. Don't just pop in and say, I followed you, can you follow me back? It's not a real connection. Like, I don't want you following me if you don't like my content. Like, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. Like, if you don't like my content, that does not hurt my feelings.
Yeah, I had a guy the other day on what slide into my DMs. I've never said that before. You can tell. Is that what the children's say?
Did he slide into your DMs?
Slid into my DMs, and
I like how you pause and say a DMs.
And he was like, I followed you. Can you follow me? And I was like, who is this guy? And he had a really racist avatar. And I was like, no. Why would you?
Wow.
Yeah, I was just like, wow. Why would you? Anyway, whatever.
Wow.
It's all
Speaking of sliding into DMs, I have to tell you this story because you'll find this hilarious. Back to the troll thing and whether or not you call them out. If they whisper me while I'm in the middle of streaming, I will call them out.
Yeah.
Like, especially when it's about feet. Because for some reason I get a lot of those. That seems to be like the thing this summer is asking for feet pics.
What?
So, okay, you're new. You will find that there are seasons of trolling, okay? Summer is the largest break.
Seasons of troll.
So, there's seasons of trolls, and summer's the largest, and they coincide with school breaks.
Yeah, fair.
They just always coincide with school breaks. Even though we know trolls are not just 12-year-olds, they are adults as well. But it coincides with school breaks. And so, summer being one of the largest ones, but it's really heavy at the beginning, a little low in the middle, and then really big right before school starts again.
Fair. Yeah.
And I swear to God, every year it's like there's a 4chan thing that's like, all right, we're going to use these two names and make a bunch of accounts. And then we're going to use, like, these things to troll people with this season. Like, I swear to God, that's how they do it. Because literally every person I know who's gotten DMs from people in the last 6 months, it's been about feet. It's been about feet. Like, so hey, weird. I'll give you $500 if you send me a feet pic. And it's like, where is this one guy? Or do they have, like a chat forum where they decide what their troll is going to be? Like, I want to know how this happens. So one guy, like, did that, and I said, hey, whoever one of my mods was in the chat, and I was like, hey, can you ban so-and-so because they're asking me for feet pics? And then right before they banned him, he was like, whoa, it's just a joke. And I'm like, don't slide into people's DMs asking that shit. It's not funny. No. And then he was banned.
No, thank you.
So I like to call them out when they whisper me because I think that's just stupid. Like, really, do you think I'm going to stop and respond to you while I'm in the middle of a live stream?
Yeah, that's a little weird. Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's just weird. Yeah. So anyway, we'll continue talking about you. This is your pod. This is me interviewing you. This is not me. This is not about me. Do you have any cool tattoos, scars, or piercings?
No.
Oh, you're boring.
I know. I'm
just kidding.
Okay. No, I definitely am. I have my ears pierced. No.
Oh, so you've got a piercing then.
I have a piercing. No, I have a problem with permanence.
Okay, that's I get it.
I don't know that I could have something on my butt because, like, I look at myself. No, I know tattoos. I know that. No. I have a friend. My girl Raina chat. just got the most beautiful, like, I love tattoos. I love the idea of tattoos. I just don't know what I would get because I changed so much that I don't know what would be. And I understand it as an aesthetic, like, art piece and things. My brother is covered. You should have interviewed him. He's like losing real estate. He doesn't have any. He's
losing
so many
real
tattoos.
estate.
Yeah, it's like he had nowhere else to put it. So,
And once you get one, that's it. You want more, because there's a thing about once you see it, especially when you can visually see your tattoo on a regular basis, and you take care of your tattoo. It's like you just see this beautiful artwork on your body, and you're like,
Absolutely.
I gotta have more. I gotta have more. But no, I totally get it. And I'm that person who, if you're gonna get a tattoo, let it be something you're gonna want, not something you're gonna regret.
Absolutely.
Because it is permanent. Yeah, you can take it off, but there's still scarring from the tattoo removal, and it's stupid expensive to do that. Like, why? Just, if you're gonna get a tattoo, get it. If you don't, there's nothing wrong with it. I totally respect that. You're like, I don't know. I could change my mind, you know, in 2 years and regret this tattoo. So I totally get it.
Like, oh gosh, if I got a tattoo when I was 18, cool. I'd have like an X-Files X as a tramp stamp or something like that. Not that I still love the X-Files, obviously, but I wouldn't have a tattoo.
I have a tramp stamp.
Nice.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's really pretty. I mean, it's a 4-leaf clover. I consider a tramp stamp like if it's tribal or if it's a butterfly. You know, if it's tribal or a butterfly, because everybody gets a freaking butterfly right there, right? Yeah, and I just offended every single person who has a butterfly tramp stamp. But that's my way of justifying myself for having my tramp stamp. But hey, that was the thing back in the early 2000s, okay?
Definitely. That and those choker necklaces and
oh my god, yeah. Yep.
Having some sheer tops and pleather.
Oh my god, the pleather skirts. The pleather skirts.
Oh my god. I because I was playing Vampire yesterday, I posted a picture of myself on my Instagram from I was probably 17. It's like, it's spicy. It's like if you could encapsulate 2001 in a picture, that's what it would be.
I'm going to look this up because somehow I missed it, and I follow you on Instagram, so somehow I missed this.
No, it was I took myself too seriously at one, and I really wanted to be in the Matrix, so that's and I didn't own a hair straightener. It was rough times.
Oh, apparently I don't follow you on Instagram.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, I had the same hair. The
right?
Rachel,
like
the Rachel haircut.
Rachel? Yeah.
Yeah, I totally had the Rachel haircut with the. Oh my god. Yep. That
Brutal.
is 2000s
So
in a picture right there.
Yep. And I just was in an Anne Rice novel, and I had funky heels, and it was great. It was the halcyon times of
late 90s, early 2000s, best fashion ever, right? Best fashion.
Not for men though. Men's
I like the
so
velvet, velvet crop tops that were like a turtleneck. Remember? Yes. Do you remember those? And they were usually like a purple and a green, like velvety color. Right?
Or like
my mom would never buy those for me because I'm a fat girl, and she's like, no. But I always wanted one. Like, what's the point of having a turtleneck when it's a crop top? Like,
right? Well, it's when your neck is cold, but your belly isn't. Don't you hate when that happens?
I know, man. I know. Oh my god. All right, so I have a few more questions for you, and then we will open up to the podcast Q&A for the live chat. If you guys have not entered your questions, please feel free to do so. The thing will be up there throughout there. Anyway, so if there was one person, past or present, you could have dinner with tonight, who would it be and why? It can be fictional, nonfiction, dead, alive.
Okay, the answer, truly, is nobody. Because I have that, like, Troy Barnes thing, where you can't disappoint a picture. So I never want to meet people that I really want. Why? I would say something stupid, and then I would give birth to the anxiety dream that would haunt me for the rest of my life. Why do I want to meet anybody that I idolize? It's not, no.
It's like
no, thank you.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Why are you introducing her to her idol? Don't. You never want to meet your idol. You never want to meet your idol. It's going to be so disappointing.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've met a few like scholars who have been really influential in my work, and that I kind of like, I'm nervous, but it's kind of like you're talking about like something specific, like research or like things like that. But someone, you know, like, I mean, I think someone like an actor or an actress who I really, obviously a big X-Files fan. My best friend and I went to New York 2 years ago, and I met Gillian Anderson.
Oh, snap.
And I didn't say anything, right? We went to see a streetcar named Desire in Brooklyn. So she came out afterwards, and I went up and I was like, hello. And I couldn't look at her directly because she's too pretty. And then she signed my program for me, and I said, thank you. And then I ran out of the theater and cried. But I mean, people, there's so many amazing people. Someone like Gloria Steinem, or someone like, but I just don't know what I would say. Like, people I've been in awe of their work or what they've done, or you know.
That's Steven Spielberg for me. Like, if I ever being a filmmaker, like, Steven Spielberg is who I idolize. Like, and if you look at his life, like, he didn't get into drugs or anything like that. He's just produced very good stuff, created very good stuff, and it's just, I think I would die. Like, I've met celebrities. I've met a lot of celebrities being in the film industry, you know, from afar, and from like, hey, how you doing, you know, like in various levels.
Yeah.
But that's the one celebrity that I would be like,
I don't know.
That would be my Gillian Anderson.
And Neil Gaiman was there the same night watching the show.
Wow.
And I went, that guy really looks like Neil Gaiman. And I didn't think, like, you know, and it was, because he tweeted about it afterwards, and I was like, oh, shit. Anyway. But no,
rubbing elbows with the big wigs there, man.
No, not really. No. Like, but not usually. It's like my one time I was in proximity to someone that. But if you sex instead of lunch or dinner, Benedict Cumberbatch is my answer.
He is my second husband when my first one dies, so you cannot have him. I have already claimed him. He is mine. He is mine. He is mine. Nope.
This is gonna happen.
Mine. You're hot. I'd be down for a threesome.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay, I can do that.
Yay!
Fix that problem. So, what is an ideal weekend for you?
Well,
aside from me and Benedict.
I think ideal weekends for me are just getting, you know, it's so like cliche, but I think it's when I've done enough work that I don't feel guilty for taking time off.
I totally understand that on such a severe level. I hate taking a weekend when my whole week has been shit. It's like, I gotta do so much.
Yeah.
Because you don't feel like you deserve that break.
Yeah, and you're like, I should be doing this thing now, and I should be doing this thing now.
Yep.
You know, whatever, right? So, yeah, anytime that I actually feel like I'm like, I can chill for like 24 hours. That's why I like airplanes, and I like air travel. So I don't feel like I have to do anything in the air. So I just watch movies. And when you get a chance to watch movies for like 7 hours straight, it's wonderful. It's my favorite.
So what are you most thankful for?
Oh, gosh. Well, I think I just have tremendous people around me who support me and love me. And it's unbelievable. Like, I'm just so fortunate to have my friends and my family. And yeah, I think that's so. Sorry, it's a little mushy, but
Senpai.
I know. Bing, bing.
So, I have one last question for you, and then we'll go over to the Q&A from the channel.
Okay.
What is your strongest passion outside of streaming?
Well, I mean, I love school. I love it. You have to. And I love what I do. So, like the research I'm into and what I'm doing right now is, it's one, I like it. I'm one of those weird people who's like super enjoying their PhD. I feel really bad sometimes because like you feel like it should be more arduous than it is, and it is. It's a lot of work. Don't get me wrong. But I'm so into what I'm studying that it's really fun too, right? So I think that's.
My husband has like 5 degrees, so
Oh yeah.
I married an extremely intellectual person.
Lovely.
It's a little intimidating sometimes because I feel very subpar, and he's like, "You're not though, babe. You're not," and I'm like, "Thank you."
Yeah, it's only one way. Like it's like an institutional validation, but that's it. It doesn't mean anything outside of that, right? Yeah.
But
absolutely.
Yeah, if he could go to school for a living, he probably would. Like he's very much like that. I like to learn, but I can't do the classroom learning. Like in high school it was different. Like I was top of because I didn't have to do shit. Right? Yeah. Like I was top of my class. I was not the valedictorian or salutatorian, but I was up there. You know, I didn't have to work hard. And then I got into college and realized I hate school, but I enjoy learning.
Yeah.
So absolutely. Yeah, high school sucks for that kind of stuff here. Like you don't realize anything until you get to college here. Like it doesn't prepare you for shit.
Yeah.
So, all right, our first question is from Pascal Fairchild, and it addresses the NASA buttons behind you. What are the story of the shuttle patches? What's the story of the shuttle patches?
Oh, okay. Well, hang on. It's my. I'll take it down. I don't know if you can. I'll see if I can angle it. Okay.
Lift it up a little bit.
Oh no!
No, they moved.
Oh, that's fine. Anyway, Apollo. So these are like my favorite missions.
Okay.
So Apollo 11, of course, the first landing on the moon. The one that just fell, Apollo 8. I'm kind of a huge. I'm into that era of spaceflight as well. Apollo 8 was the first flight that circumnavigated the moon. So they were Jim Lovell, Frank Borman, Bill Anders were the first people to see the other side of the moon. So that's really cool. And then they have that 8 because they're doing that. Anyway, just the space shuttle thing. And that, if I can, the one
there
on the bottom. Yeah.
Discovery.
The space shuttle is actually shuttle launch that I saw.
Cool.
So I went to when I was 15. So John Glenn, who was one of the original Mercury astronauts, he was the first.
Sorry, my dog just farted. It smells real bad.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah.
And he's literally, he's like right on my feet, and it smells awful. He's like right there. Fair. Oh, I'm talking about you. Are you leaving because I'm talking about you? Oh, you're so self-conscious. Okay.
So John Glenn, who was the first person to orbit the Earth, or first American to orbit the Earth. He went back up on the space shuttle when he was 77 years old, and so he was one of my heroes growing up. So my parents took me to see the shuttle launch when I was a teenager.
That's cool. That's really cool.
So there is a story. Yeah, absolutely.
So, do you have any, Pascal asked, do you have any pets? Do you have cats, and may I adopt them?
If I did, no, because I would love them too much. But I'm kitty home. I don't. I had a cat for a long time. His name was Mr. Sabs. And he passed away 2 years ago now. So he gave it a good go there. He lived a nice, long, happy life, and he was he was quite a special animal, so it's taken me a little while to sort of get back into wanting to like, or not wanting to, obviously I want, like, if I could just have animals all the time, I would, but to sort of get to a point where I was ready to sort of open my heart again in that way. So yeah, I'm actually looking to adopt. I'm going away. So early next year, I want to get maybe a dog and a cat.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
Do you know what kind of puppy you want, or are you just gonna adopt?
I'm gonna rescue. So I have an idea.
You just cut out.
So sorry.
So you have an idea of
in that we live in an apartment, so
gotta be a certain size. Yeah.
Gotta be, and not that just like a thing is just we want to be fair to the animal and stuff like that. Yeah. So we'll see.
Why we haven't gotten any more animals either, because we've got 2, and one is because she's pit lab mix, so she is like 45 to 50 pounds. The other one is about the same height, but not as muscly, so he is 35 pounds. Yeah. So we try. Oh, I'm sorry, he stepped on the scale. He's gained weight. He's badass. He's now 40 pounds. But we don't want to get more. We would love more, but we live in an apartment too, and that's a lot to add to. Yeah. Yeah, you want to be fair. Yeah, for sure. So, Nick the Canadian asked, if you could live in a gaming world, which game world would you want to live in, and why?
Oh dear, that is God. Mass Effect. So I could bang Garrus all the time. But really, I don't know. Tamriel or something like that. But I'd be eaten by a dragon. For sure I would. Like, I'd just be walking along.
I'd be taming them dragons and riding
I'd just
them.
Be like, I'd be a snack. So, wouldn't mind. Yeah, I could be a commander in the Navy. I could do that. Right?
Did you say Alliance Navy?
I did.
Are you in Alliance? Are you for the Alliance? I mean,
sorry, in Mass Effect.
Okay.
But yes, I am in the World of Warcraft. I am. So.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry.
You were so cool. Over. You were so cool up until then. You were so cool up until then. Me and Benedict are for the Horde, so we're just gonna leave you alone. Okay. For the Horde. For the Horde. For the Horde. All right, so we have one last question. Mr. Keys asked, do you play any musical instruments? And if not, would you like to learn one?
I've actually, I'm trying, among all of the other things I'm doing right now, to learn the violin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have played musical instruments.
Does it sound like a dying cat when you play?
Yeah, absolutely. It sure does. And that's why apparently I've been reading on the internet that, like, adults generally don't take up the violin because it sounds so awful for so long that it takes a while to get good at it. It's like no, that's exactly. I can play Twinkle Star like a fucking badass, and that's about it right now. I'm trying. I've never played a string instrument before. I played piano when I was little, and then I played trombone for a few years because I wanted to be William Riker, obviously. And then, but that was pick something up, sort of to just learn a new skill, start from the bottom, be shit at something, and sort of.
I want to pick up the piano again because I want to actually learn it properly. I learned like how to play certain songs, and I can play certain but I don't know how to. I'm out of practice of reading the music.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm a singer, but it would be nice to learn keys, or the glockenspiel. Because I think that'd be fun. But yeah. Apparently Einstein played violin. That's pretty dope.
Oh, well, there you go.
So now you can equate yourself to Einstein.
There you go.
Also, Benedict Cumberbatch taught himself how to play.
Yes.
He learned to play the violin for his Sherlock role. Just
so we just make beautiful music together. No, it's someone said once it
hold up, you are like hold up a second.
Sorry.
It's not you. It's Discord being all weird right now. It was really okay. All right. It was like glitching all over the place, and I don't know if that was my internet or your internet. So it's like, hold up, stop talking. It's being weird. Okay. All right, we good now.
Someone said once it was like my starship captain.
It's your
like a kind of weird instrument, or like a not common instrument.
It's your communicate. What you cut out?
Oh, becoming a starship captain.
Oh, heh.
You know, because you have sort of just a weird classical instrument that you play randomly for some reason. But, you know.
Let me just whip out this violin.
Yeah. Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, we are actually coming to a close for the podcast. It has been a blast. Yeah. So, where and when can we find you streaming?
Oh dear. Well, I am streaming regularly Saturdays.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, at 8 p.m. And I'm Darrwyn. And then, the Origin of is on Twitter and Instagram.
Nice. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. And thanks everybody and watching. I really appreciate it.
It was a lot of fun. It was a ton of
Definitely.
fun.
Oh my gosh, we should do this again. We should.
I laughed so hard, man. This is. It was very nice. I always enjoy getting to know you ladies. More. So, thank you again so much for joining me.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
So we're going to close it out now. Let me use my. Wow. Okay, there we go. I don't know which scene I'm supposed to be using here, apparently. So, this has been a Girlstreamer podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Girlstreamers is partnered with Loot Crate, Fresh Designs, Simple Jerky, Ewan Racing Chairs, Glom Tom, and Sennheiser. Links to all these amazing partners are down below, so please feel free to click. Please follow us at Girlstreamers on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and player.me. Don't forget, our Twitch is Girlstreamers_Inc. So that's twitch.tv/Girlstreamers_Inc. If you have any questions or would like more information, you can visit our website at girlstreamers.com and contact us through there. You can subscribe to us on Twitch or GameWisp, and don't forget, when you do, you can get access to our Discord fan channel. And you can buy some super cool gear in our online shop at designbyhumans.com/shop/Girlstreamers. You can find Darrwyn on Twitter at the Origin of PCs. That's TheOriginoFPCS. And on Twitch at twitch.tv/Darrwyn. That's DARRWYN. And our next podcast will be June 24th, and it will be our special 50th podcast right here, same time. It will involve all of the management, so please come by and hang out. This podcast is a part of the Two Lazy Dogs Media Group and the Girlstreamers community. Encourage, support, grow.